Hey guys, welcome to lesson 1.5, and in this lesson we are going to create our first project. So let's open VS Code right here, and this is our VS Code. Now let's open our terminal. Now you can open it from right here by clicking the toggle panel, the middle one, or you can go to terminal and click on new terminal. This will also open a new terminal. Remember, this terminal is exactly the same as the terminal provided by macOS. So right now, we are in the home directory, as we can see with the tilde. So let's do ls, which does a list of our directories. This shows desktop. Let's do cd desktop, which takes us to change directory desktop. And here, first let's do clear and then create Flutter create sample. And what this command does is it creates in the desktop folder a new project called sample. Now let's open the project. You can use this to open or open folder here, whichever you prefer. Let's click open, go to desktop, sample, and open. And this exactly is our project. Now this is VS Code, but for our course, we are going to use Cursor. And Cursor is very similar to VS Code, only a few different changes. So let's go to Cursor. So let's open Cursor. And let's open the project, desktop, sample, right here. And let's make the screen a little bit bigger so it's easier for you to see. Now this is Cursor. It's the same exact project, sample, now opened here. The difference is that in VS Code, we have all these icons on the left. In Cursor, we have the icons on top. VS Code has Copilot, you can see right here, but Cursor has their own AI chat right here. I prefer the Cursor AI chat. That is why we are doing this in the course. Let's remove both of these and let's focus on our project. So every Flutter project is housed in a folder of its name. So this Flutter project has the name sample. That will be the folder name as well. Inside the samples folder, you will see two other folders, Dart Tool and Idea. These are system folders, no need to worry about them. But the Android folder, iOS folder have the Android and iOS specific files. There's also Linux, Mac OS, test, which has all the tests, web folder, and the Windows folder. A couple of these files below will also be needed later. For example, the pubspec.yaml file has all the dependencies. You will learn about the dependencies later. And so let's close it. But almost all of your work will be done in the lib folder. Lib folder has the main.dart file, and this is where our project runs. In the main.dart file, you will see the main function. The main function is where our app starts. Any app starts with main. Main has a run app function which actually runs my app in this case. So pay attention to it. And let's first start running our simulators and our actual app. In the bottom right, click here where it says Mac OS or Windows or whatever, and open your iOS simulator. The beauty of working with Flutter is that you can create both projects. Because our iOS simulator is running, we can also at the same time run our Android simulator. In this case, Pixel 7. Run that as well. Voila, here it is. Let me resize the windows. And there we have it. Our two simulators are running. So whichever one is displayed right now in this bar, that is the simulator which will run the actual app. So first, let's run on iPhone. Now, how do you run the app actually? Whenever you open the main.dart file, you will see play button with a bug on it. It says start debugging. You can also open the terminal and type flutter run. This command will also run the project, but the best way that I like to use is simply by pressing F5. Now we have pressed F5 and you can see our debug menu is open and our iPhone 16 Plus is selected below here. So this will run the project on the iPhone 16. We might have to wait a little bit. If this is the first time you're running the project, you will have to wait around 2 to 3 minutes. Voila, our project is now running. So the sample project that we created is basically a counter app. Every time we press the plus button, it adds to the counter. On the top right here, you will see a menu. There's the pause. Pause is mostly used for debugging, so no need for this right now. There's the stop. This will stop the app like this. Let's run it on Android this time. Select Pixel 7 and this time let's press this button. You can also open the Explorer for all our files and wait. If you're running the project for the first time, you might have to wait for Android around 5 to 6 minutes. And voila, it's right there again. So we have the pause, we have the stop button. What does these two buttons in the middle do? So this one is restart. Click on it and it will restart the application from start. Now, because this app is very small, it restarts very quickly, but some of the bigger apps take some time to start. What does this button do? Hot reload, save and hot reload, the button that looks like flash. Now, this button, what it does is what I would like to show you. Right at the bottom, you see icon, icons.add. Let's change this icon to icons.search. And let's press hot reload. And you can see our icon has now changed. So what hot reload does is it changes any of the visual elements in your app without actually needing to restart the app. For example, we can change all of this. Let's type hello people, hot reload, and it is now changed to hello people. You can also do Command S or Control S, and that will also save the project and hot reload. So, what I want you to do now is to play around with the project. Delete something, create something new, change the icon. But actually, I want you to get comfortable with it. Run the app on iPhone, run the app on Android, run it on both, and get comfortable with it. What you can do is, if you make any mistakes, go back to the terminal, go to a new directory, perform a new Flutter create, sample 2, 3, 4, whatever, delete code, try to play with it, and try to understand what all of this does. Any part of the code that you do not understand, you can go to GPT or Gemini or Grok, any other agent, and ask what this line of code does, and it will explain it to you. In the next module, we are going to start working on our programming. So get comfortable and see you there.